Hello, welcome back. Now that we have learned about loops, I just wanted to do a video about nested loops. Nested loops are basically loop within a loop. Wanted to make sure we do at least one program that way so you can understand loops don't have to be just a single one out there. And let's see how or when we would use a nested loop. Let's go ahead and create a new class and name it nested loop with the main method. Now, I'm going to show you first on what we are going to try to do. So you don't need to type. I'm just going to do this to show you what is our goal in this program. So I'm going to just add a comment here, and so that's our desired output, right? First line would be 1 asterisk, second line would be 2 asterisk, third line would be 3, 4, and 5, right? And you can go to 10, 20, doesn't matter. But that's our structure. Now to do it, you could obviously do 5 system.out.println, and then the first one would be 1 asterisk, second would be 2, and so on. But what if you wanted to do this 100 times? You don't want to type that mini system.out, and this is where we learned earlier, loops come in handy. But if you see what's going on, the first line executes one time, the second line executes two times, third executes three times. How can we achieve this with loops? So let's start with a for loop, for an open parenthesis, and we want to start with a variable initialized to 1 because there's one asterisk here and this is the first line. And we want to execute 5 times, so let's start equals 5, right? And then we want to increment I by 1 each time, I plus plus, right? Now we want to display 1 asterisk in one line, 2 in second line, which means for each of these lines here, we want to execute something multiple times because the first time it runs, it will display only one, but the second time we want something to run multiple times to display the asterisk that many number of times. So here's a clear example of where you need a loop within a loop, because the goal of the first loop is to keep track of the number of lines, but the goal of the second loop would be to keep track of how many asterisks are displayed in each of those lines. Let's go ahead and create another loop for, now this time we will use j, right? We will initialize that to 1, right? But in this case, we want j to execute the so many number of times where it's equal to I. What do we mean by that? So let's say I defines the lines, right? 1 through 5, and j defines the asterisks. Now, second line has 2 asterisks, third line has 3 asterisks, right? So if j denotes the asterisks, j cannot execute more than what the value of I is. If I is 3, j can execute only its 3 and not more than that. Hope you understand what I'm trying to convey here. Let's go ahead and type less than or equals I. We'll just execute it, and then we can go into much more details. And we want to increment j also by 1 each time. Now in here, let's do system dot out dot println, or actually print. It should be print because after each asterisk, you don't want a new line, right? Only at the end you want a new line. So let's just display an asterisk. I'm going to execute this and then show you without a new line how it looks. Let's right click, run as Java application, which just had asterisks in a single line. That's because we never told Java where we want the new line. Where do we want the new line? We want the new line after each line of asterisks is completed, right? And each line of asterisks would be completed when this loop is completed. So we want a new line, println, we just want an empty string displayed because we don't want anything displayed on the screen. We just wanted a new line on the screen. Let's run it again to see what happened. There you go. We got the output. So I is 1 through 5, which is the number of lines, but j keeps track of the asterisks, and we got the output that we want. Now if we can change it to anything we want. We can change it to 50 and run it, and you would get that many. So you can see how loops are pretty cool from this. You just had to change one line or just one counter, and you can alter the output any way you want. So that's basically nested loops, which makes it easy for us to iterate and then do whatever we want instead of typing statements over and over. And this is where nested loops are used, where you have multiple activities happening and you want to keep track of multiple iterations. You would use nested loop. So I would really encourage you to try different variations of these and try different possibilities of nested loops to basically understand how these work. So that's basically nested loops. Thanks for watching.